Hey guys, the Super Review Show for another My Thoughts on Video. I haven't done one of these in a little bit, but here we go. Today's My Thoughts on Video is on the comic strip Calvin and Hobbes. I'm a big fan of Calvin and Hobbes. Really quick backstory. When I was younger, much younger, I used to read the Lazy Sunday Calvin and Hobbes collection, with all the color strips of the little newspaper articles about Calvin and Hobbes. Great times of my childhood. One of my favorite childhood memories. This is my thoughts on if Calvin and Hobbes could be created into a feature film or a cartoon movie. This is actually a really good question. There I was thinking the other day, I'm like, what can I do on my thoughts on video? And then Calvin and Hobbes just popped into my head. It was great. Now, do I think that this could work as a feature film? I think it could. I mean, if you look at the success of the Peanuts characters with Charlie Brown and Linus and Lucy and all the how like that comic strip turned into like, you know, the Charlie Brown Christmas special, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, it became a beloved thing. Calvin and Hobbes falls into that category very similar. Now, because it was a comic strip, it was a little, you bought, for those of you who were old enough to remember newspapers had comic strips in them. For those of you who still get the paper, good for you. Let's be real though. This is one of the most beloved comic stories of all newspaper clippings, truthfully. It's one of the best ones they ever did in any paper whatsoever. Now, could I see a Calvin Hobbes movie happening? I don't know. I would love to see one, personally. It is one of the most beloved comic strips of all time, just like Peanuts. I mean, when you say Peanuts, I think, oh, Calvin Hobbes too, like that comes up. For those who know what Calvin Hobbes is, Calvin is a little boy who has a stuffed animal tiger, and the tiger, to him, is real in his imagination, so to speak. Like, he'll play with him, but in reality, Hobbes, actually, I'm just thinking about how this could work. How Hobbes comes to life to him, and in reality, it's just a tiger. You know, it's almost like what Paddington is. You know, the third Paddington movie is coming out next year. And I think if you do it like where it's set like in a reality setting of like a real person and a real actor like playing with this, but like it's almost like a Twilight Zone thing where like the one thing is real a second and then it's not real a second, another second kind of thing, where you have Calvin who's real boy, and then you have Hobbes who is just, you know, he's animated but he's like not like Cat in the Hat, not like that at all. That was so, but just. Something I think it could work the way Paddington works, or the way either you go full animation like the Peanuts movie did in 2015, or you go the route of Paddington where there's live action people, but it's a CG bear or CG tiger in this case. You know what I mean? I could see going either one of those ways. The last I heard, personally, and I've done my research on this, was that the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, I think it's Bill Watson, I think is his name, for some reason, he did not want the rights to Calvin and Hobbes to go to a feature, to go to like Warner Brothers or Paramount or whatever, and just, hey, here's my movie. You know, he wanted to protect his property to a big extent. That's the last I heard. This has been years since the last one. And just want to say, for those of you who read the comic book strip for Calvin and Hobbes, do you remember the very last one? The very, very, very last strip. It's Calvin and Hobbes in the snow. They're going sledding. And the very, 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 very last one says, let's go exploring. Tears. So emotional, so great. And it's just Calvin Hobbes going exploring in the snow. It's perfect. The perfect enough to what that great strip was. Now, back to the movie, though. I think it could work like Paddington. I also think it could work like the Peanuts movie from 2015. Like, you know, the one with Meghan Trainor had the Better When I'm Dancing song part of it. You know, you remember what I'm talking about? I think that could work. I think that Calvin Hobbes as a property could work. Now, could it be feasible? I have no idea. You have to make the movie on like a certain budget, make an animated movie or whatever, pay the cast, whatever. It could be successful. But I don't know if the demand is there for it now. I think for nostalgia purposes it might be there, but I don't know. This is a very hard sell, I think, to a studio. And I don't think the comics creator, the guy who did the actual illustration for Calvin Hobbes, would want to sell his rights to whoever to make a Calvin Hobbes movie. I mean, the guy could be dead for all we know. I don't know, but this is why I'm doing my thoughts on video for this. But overall, I think I don't know if there'll ever be one, but I think for those of you who know what Calvin Hobbes is, you always have that special memory of it in your heart, kind of thing. But do I think there could be a movie? I think anything's possible, but do I think they will do it? I don't know. I think it just depends on what the creator of Calvin Hobbes wants to do with his catalog and whatnot too, of stories. Because it's hard because it's based on a comic strip, not a comic book run, but a comic strip where it's only like bite-sized pieces. You'd have to come up with a story, like a nice little story for like a 90-minute movie, maybe 90 minutes. It might be like an hour and 10-minute movie. Who knows? Literally. Or I bring up the Peanuts example. They could do a Peanuts movie. They could do a Peanuts like as like a template for this. They could, because that was also the same kind of story too, where it's like, hey, there's a bunch of characters and it takes place over the course of like several newspaper clippings and whatnot too, and then they make it into animated features. And then they got the Peanuts movie that we got like almost 10 years ago, which is crazy. But no, I think this could work, truthfully. But what do you think out there? This is just my thoughts. What do you think out there? Jump down in the comment section below. Share your love of Calvin Hobbes with me. Thanks so much for like, comment, subscribe with the bell for notifications. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages as well. Simply at The Super Review Show. But for all of my thoughts and videos and many more, keep it locked on The Super Review Show. The J-Man is off the rock. I will see you guys later.